Hey, this is Dave from Retired Time Productions, and I just got in the Bush Mule floats right here from Hobby King. They came from the USA warehouse, so I got them pretty quick, like 4 days, but my Bush Mule is out somewhere, coming from China. It may take 4 weeks to get here, I don't know, but I got the floats anyway. So I thought what we do is take a really close look at these. I'll bring the camera in close and look at the components. We'll see what the floats are made of, and just get a better reveal of, better than what you see in the Hobby King videos. So let's get going on that and get in close. First thing I'm going to do is open the box. So let's get them out of the box. So we have 2 floats, and then there's some hardware that was taped in the bottom, and some screws, and a little plastic plate. I think that's the rudder. Kind of surprised to see that I did get 4 straps here. I thought maybe they were going to use some of the straps off the landing gear. Okay, I'm a little closer to the camera now, so I don't have to shout so loud. But let's look at these. Now you can see right here there's a hole in the foam, and this feels just like your ordinary styrofoam. It's not EPP, it's just regular foam. And looks like the surface is very smooth. I don't see any problems with, dings or anything in it. Looks good. Now on the bottom here you can see they've got a plastic skid plate, or whatever you call it, so that it doesn't get scratched up when it hits things. So that's nice. That's already installed. And there's a place right here for the servo that goes back to where the rudder is right here, just to control this. So the servo will be on this one float. The other float does not have a servo hole. So there's only one rudder. Here's the rudder right here, and it's just plastic. Looks like good quality plastic though. It's a little bit flexible so it won't break. And then there's a pack of screws here to get all that installed, not only the rudder but the struts. On the floats themselves there's actually, looks like some aluminum mounting plates right here and here. So it looks very sturdily made. I imagine that these floats may be hollow to some extent, but they feel very solid. So I can't tell that they're hollow at all. And it looks like they're glued right along this seam. They probably were originally 2 pieces. Kind of looks like a shoe on the front. You can see the seam where the 2 halves were glued together. And of course this arm will go from the servo down to the rudder. That's the way it looks to me. So now I just wonder how it goes together. So let me take a quick look at the manual. So there was no manual in the box that I could find. So I went on to Hobby King and checked on the product page, but there was no download for the manual there either. So no manual for the floats at this time. I went on RCgroups and looked at what one guy had done on page 79 of the RCgroups thread on the Bush Mule. So you can check that out. So here's the layout of how the hardware would go. I looked it up on RCgroups, as I said. And so the taller strut goes in the front like this with a strap underneath it. And then the shorter one in the back, strap underneath it. And then you can put this isn't included, but you can put a 9-gram servo in this way. There's a little slot cut out for the wires to come out, so it has to go that way. And then you just run this clevis, which I actually have it backwards, I think. The rod goes this way with the clevis in the rear, connected right here to the rudder mount. And then you're probably going to have to trim this rod and put a new Z-bend in because it's a little bit long. And then the rudder itself just screws right on with that screw right there, so fairly easy. And here's the screws to mount the struts to the floats. And I've heard you probably need some self-tapping screws that aren't included to mount the struts to the fuselage. But that's what it looks like right there, just to give you some idea.